I love that their histories are actually visually shown. I mean, they tell the story in the books, and it's like, obviously it's very vivid and you imagine it, but a lot of times, like, what, you know, considering it is hard to tell a book, it's hard to make a book a movie. I'm really glad that they gave that time, because it really is interesting. It's cool to like have characters that are more involved in the book that you don't get to see as much in the movie. In this one, you finally just, you get their history. It's just nice because they're like, you know, a lot of people's favorite characters. And all the details that make you really love the story in the books, that's the first thing to go, because you have to tell so much story in a condensed, you know, form or whatever. And how did I get into it? Bella's not as tortured in this movie. She's not. The conflict is around her, but the real decision for her at this point has been made, and at this point it's just about owning that decision and having people respect it, because she's a kid, and because she has lived so much life in such a small period of time, she feels like she can really claim all of this, but she needs to prove it. Basically, like, Bella needs to become an adult. Like, in the next movie, she's going to become a wife and a mom, and she's 20. So I guess it's all from the books. The story's written. I guess I mean, it's just to try to emulate that and know that you can't put everything from the book in there, and you have to like make sure that the right things are chosen. And I know it's like, it's a group effort, but at the same time, we're the ones playing them. So as much as it's written, like, we have to make sure the story is told. So like, all of that is, whatever. It definitely forces you to reconsider everything that you might otherwise think is taken care of. And I feel that the directors that we've had for each movie, they've been oddly appropriate. David brought a much darker, sinister feel to this one, and it needs to get scarier. It needs to startle you. It can't just be, I don't know, you need to feel the danger that Bella's in, of course, and not, you know, it can't be hokey. And I think that David did a really great job with that, and didn't let us get lazy. I mean, like, he really pushed us. So. Taylor says it really well. You don't give up anything. You don't. Trade is a really sort of bad. It's really not it's not a real way to think of it. It's, you make adjustments, and you get to be who you are, and you get to still do the things that you do. You just have to make adjustments. You have to be a little self-aware. Obviously, I cannot, like, I mean, if I want a coffee, I'm not going to go to Starbucks. I can, like, go to another place. You know what I mean? So, I mean, other than that, like, it's also put us in a position where, as actors, we make choices, and that's a serious privilege, because typically, you know, you just don't have the access, and like, it's an incredibly indulgent position we've been put in, and, you know, to be so young and everything, it's really, like, it's really cool.